The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke, Kevin Price, and Robbie Ross. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Camps, and more camps. Hello, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and in the week before the mandatory dead period set by GHSA, almost every high school football team here in the 912 coverage area were at some sort of OTA trying to get better for the 2023 season. Garrett Grady and the Brunswick High Pirates hosted an elite group of talented football teams from 2022, which included the 5A state champion Ware County Gators, the state runner-ups in 4A, the Cedartown Bulldogs, and the 6A semifinalist team, Thomas County Central, and a two-day camp in Brunswick that wrapped up today. Kevin Price, head writer and podcast host, was on scene to bring you a report for tonight's show. But first, I had the opportunity to attend a big OTA at Chris Gilman Stadium in Camden County, hosted by the Camden County Wildcats and Coach Jeff Herron. It was a two-day event from this past Tuesday and Wednesday. The list of participants included Mandarin High School out of Florida, Bradwell Institute, South Effingham, and the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. All these teams were trying to get better for 2023. I caught up with Coach Herron during one of the breaks, and here's what he had to say about the camp. Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. We're here now with Coach Jeff Herron. Coach, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good.
It's a nice 78 degrees today, nice sea breeze over here. Just a perfect day for outdoor football, right?
Honestly, when we came out, it seemed like it cooled off. We got some cloud cover, and I didn't know we was going to be able to be out here, but we've made it through the worst of it, I believe.
Coach, OTA like this is a little bit different than the 7-on-7 that we caught up with you over at Ware County. You got all 11 guys on the field over here on both sides of the ball. Talk a little bit about, as a coach, what you guys learned from these type of OTA days.
Well, this is the first time we've had on any type of pads since spring practice, and I told our kids before we came out, it's the most important thing we do all summer. And we've got one more in July, but the 7-on-7 certainly serve a purpose, I guess, but for us, that's not really who we are, and this gives us a chance to get out here and kind of see what we really need to fix, because when you're out there doing it in shorts, it's hard to tell.
Exactly.
We'll get a better idea, hope we get some good film and be able to correct some things.
You guys get to look at protection, you get to look at a lot of things that 7-on-7 doesn't give you.
Absolutely, and it's a big fun. We came out of the gate slow last year, and it's very important to all of us that we're ahead of the game this year when we get finished with these OTAs.
Well, Coach, this is a 2-day event, so talk a little bit about from here what happens over the next, 48 hours.
Well, basically, we come back out at 6 o'clock tonight and do the same thing we just did, and we do it at 9 and 1 again tomorrow. So we got 2 of the teams that are spending the night here. They sleep in our gyms, and then 2 of them are going back to their schools and coming back in the morning. So, really good coaching staffs here that brought their kids, and they do a good job with them. And so, the first practice went really well. Didn't really have any problems, and hopefully that'll continue.
And it's kind of like a round-robin situation. So you're going against every team that's here.
Oh yeah, and it changes every period, so we try to follow all the state rules and all that kind of stuff, but yes, we see somebody different every period.
Coach, appreciate your time today. You guys go get better, and we'll catch up with you later on in the season. Wayne County had a tremendous season in 2022. Coach Jabo Shaw arrived on campus and took an 0-10 football team from 2021 to a semifinal run in 2022. Coach Shaw is excited about the 2023 season, and here's what he had to say about his Yellow Jackets. Coach, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing great, man. It's great to get some work, especially with a Coach Heron ran camp. It's going to be first class, and you're going to get a lot of work.
Coach, days like today will help you in August and September.
100%, and that's why we came. I told the guys before we got on the bus, we're going to work, and it's going to be a grind, and we're going to get tested mentally and physically. And so we're glad to be here, and we're just going to keep competing and be able to take some of this stuff back to the house with us and get better on.
And the day's a little different than a 7-on-7. Talk a little bit about what this does for you guys as coaches.
Absolutely, you get to see the whole picture. You get to see 11-on-11 protections, some of those things that at 7-on-7 you probably you don't have your offensive line there, obviously, and being able to fix protection issues and communication. So it's been good for us so far. It was really hot this afternoon, and it was good for our guys to battle through it and mentally and physically, and we'll come back after dinner break, hopefully get better some more.
Talk a little bit about some of your Jimmies and Joes, Coach. You got a good returning core on both offensive side of the ball. Who's some of the guys that you're going to be relying on this year?
Yeah, obviously bring back our leading rusher and leading tackler, Matthew Fuller. He's committed to South Carolina. He's a rising senior. Another one's Tavion Wallace, outside linebacker for us. Dre Fulbright at corner. Jeb Craven's coming back at quarterback for us. And then, Dawson Sykes at tackle, and DJ West at defensive end. So just linebackers are coming back. Ja Ross is another one. Just a good core group. We got a really good senior class and with great leadership, and we've just got to continue to chase our standard and play our brand of football and the non-negotiables within our program. So it's been a good start of the summer, and the guys just keep plugging away and keep grinding, and looking forward to the dead week next week and come back and shoot us on us when we get back.
Let's go back to Matthew Fuller, Coach. He's an all 912 Sports team player from last year, Offensive Player of the Year for 912 Sports last year. He did, I think, earlier this week committed to South Carolina. And you talked about it. He's your leading rusher. He's your leading tackler. Where does South Carolina see him projecting at the next level?
It was at running back, but he's one of those guys. We were talking through the recruiting deal. He's a ball player. He just loves the game of football, and he's a starter on our defense as well. Plays on special teams, and we got a bunch of guys like that just love football. And I think that's the number one thing, man. You come to days like today, and the grind through our program. You better love it. And he definitely, he's just one of those guys that that is a tough, hard-nosed kid, loves the game of football, and he's definitely one of our leaders and on our football team.
Well, Coach, you guys go get better for the rest of the day. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, buddy. It was a great camp down at Chris Gilman Stadium this week, hosted by the Camden County Wildcats. All these coaches and myself believe that it's super important to get quality work in before the mandatory dead period, and I think all these teams achieved their goal this week. With the mandatory dead period, there'll be no on-air show this coming Thursday, July the 6th, as everybody takes off for the July 4th holiday. But we'll be right back tonight with Kevin Price's report on the Big Brunswick High Camp right after these messages. I'm Sean Smoke reporting for On Air with 912 Sports. Thanks for tuning in.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Calling us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
Brunswick High held a padded camp Tuesday evening on its campus, but this wasn't a ho-hum ordeal. This was about as serious as one of these things can be. The four teams assembled on the steamy South Georgia night combined to win 50 games last year and figure to win a whole bunch more coming up in 2023. All four teams won region titles a year ago. One team won a state championship. That was Ware County. Another team played for a state title. That was Cedartown. Thomas County Central went to the quarterfinals in Class 6A last year, and Brunswick lost in the first round a year ago, also in Class 6A, to Houston County, which converted a 2-point conversion in overtime to win by a point in a game between top 10 teams. The idea on Tuesday evening was to get quality reps on offense and defense against top-notch competition as the teams tangled for more than 2 hours, playing each of the other teams there once on the night. For all the teams, the padded camp closes their June workouts as they get set for the mandatory off week next week instituted by the Georgia High School Association. They will come back in July for more summer work as they gear up for actual preseason camp, which kicks off in August. On Wednesday, Brunswick planned to lift weights and watch film before returning to take on these same three teams again on Thursday morning. Ware returned again this morning to do it all over again too. Cedartown and Thomas County Central spent the night in Brunswick Tuesday, got in some football work on Wednesday, and also had a little fun on the sandy shores of the Golden Isles while awaiting another tussle with the 912 squads on Thursday morning. Following Tuesday night's session, I caught up with Brunswick head coach Garrett Grady to get his thoughts on the padded camp, and also chatted with Cedartown's head man, Jamie Abrams, a former Ware assistant, about bringing his Bulldogs to Southeast Georgia in the middle of summer for practice.
Hi, Coach Grady. A good workout for everybody today. 4 really good teams out here. Talk about the caliber of teams you had at this OTA.
I mean, we had a state champ, a state runner-up, and all 4 teams here won their region in very competitive classifications. And I mean, I can't, hats off to all these guys for coming here and getting some work, and their coaches for coming. What a great day to get some football in. And the weather, it was a hot one out here, but everyone looked like they were physically conditioned, and it was a physical, day, OTA, and I appreciate their coaches for allowing them to come down here, and we'll be back at it on Thursday.
Well, talk about that. Was really the idea to get 4 good teams down here where everybody could really get a lot of reps against good competition?
Yeah, I've known these guys, the head coaches, for a little bit, and we've got together, put our heads together, and Cedartown and TCC, they wanted to make a beach trip out of it. Some of their guys want to go to the beach and all that, and they're going to see all that tomorrow, and so that's what they wanted to do, and hey, why don't we come down here and get a padded practice together, and it worked out really good for us.
And talk about where you are in the summer. Obviously, this is the last week of June when you're doing this. The next week is the dead week. I heard you say measuring stick right there to your team before you broke up for the night. Was this kind of to see where you are at this stage of the game before the dead week and going into the rest of the summer?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great evaluation period. See what you've done in June, see all the work you've put in, and let it see where you're at and see if it's paid off and who's working and who's not. Going into the dead week, our guys are getting much needed rest and recovery and some time off, and then we'll be back at it, in July. But right now, it's a big evaluation period right now for us, and we still got some guys that are fighting for some reps and everything, and this is just another great way to get those reps.
And I know kind of after the first session, you were a little bit spirited, maybe a little bit disappointed in what you saw, but you did remind your kids that this was the first time, I guess, they had been in full pads since spring practice. Did you think you had picked it up kind of as the day went on?
Yeah, I mean, just putting pads back on, getting everything, we had to get everything greased up a little bit before we could get going, but I mean, and we started off the bat right with Ware County, and they're no slouch at all, so you had to strap up, tighten your chin strap a little bit harder, and be ready to go. But yeah, our guys got better as the night went on, and I'm proud of the way they competed today. So.
And obviously, as hot as out here, I mean, do you feel like you're in pretty good condition? I mean, you definitely tested that.
I mean, we didn't have one guy cramp up out here. I didn't see nobody throwing up or bent over. They were a little bit winded because of the physicality, but not from the weather, not at all. So.
And obviously, you're not supposed to go to the ground tackling. It's kind of hard to keep these guys from competing and doing that, but all you coaches did a good job of blowing the whistle. But these kids really like to get after it and compete, don't they?
Oh, yeah, all 4 teams. I mean, I think every coach had their whistle in their mouth and blowing it. We try to keep by the rules and stay up and everything. And, I mean, sometimes you go to the ground and things happen, but I mean, everything was fine out here. It's good sportsmanship. I mean, all these coaches know each other. There's just a lot of great work out here.
What do you, I'm going to ask the other teams kind of what they're looking to get out of it coming so far from home. Talk about what you were looking to get out of it tonight, and then maybe is there anything you're looking for different on Thursday?
So everything that we did out here tonight, we'll go in tomorrow morning, we'll watch film with offense, defense, we'll get a lift in tomorrow, and we'll make some corrections. I mean, and then Thursday, we've got to apply those corrections. If we don't, then we're going to regress and we're going to go backwards, and that's not what we want to do. We want to keep progressing forward, and then, just when we come back from the dead week, hopefully we didn't forget everything we learned this past week and throughout the month of June.
And Coach, these guys wanted to go to the beach this week. Are you going to go to the mountains next week?
Nah, we ain't going to go. We're going to stay. We're at the destination vacation place right here in Brunswick, Georgia. We got St. Simon's. We got Jekyll. We don't need to go nowhere else, so we're good right here.
All right. Good stuff, Coach. Appreciate it, and we'll see you on the opposite side of the dead week next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Coach.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal!
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Yeah, Coach. So, thanks for being with us. I mean, you came really far from home, not for a real game, not for a preseason scrimmage, but a summer OTA. I mean, just talk about coming so far for this and what your team's looking to get out of this little trip here in late June.
I think it helps prepare us if we have to take a long road trip. We had to make one last year in the playoffs. So I think that having a plan and having to deal with kind of being out of what they're familiar with and outside their comfort zone a little bit, and then come down here with some really good football teams that they're not familiar with, I think is important, especially this time of year right before we go to dead week.
And talk about that. I mean, just the fact that you get up against 4 good teams. Obviously, you used to be at Ware. You're familiar with Coach Grady in Brunswick. You also have Thomas County Central. Was that appealing to you to come here, get 2 OTA sessions against some really good competition?
Yeah, I mean that's the deal is to be able to see. I don't know what the overall record of all 4 teams was. It was pretty good last year. So I think it's important, like I said, just to let our guys see something different.
Talk about is this kind of like an old school preseason camp for y'all too? I mean, y'all are staying here at the school, going to sleep here at the school. Are y'all looking to get more out of this than just the X's and O's and football? Is this kind of a team bonding trip for y'all too?
Yeah, it is. I mean, to come out here to this location so they can, see the coast and sleep under the same roof and be with each other for 3 straight days. That's a part of it as well. We don't get school starts so early now, so we don't get those old school camps. So this is the closest thing we can do to replicate it.
And then from talking to Coach Grady, I guess maybe y'all are going to have a little fun in the off day tomorrow, and then you'll be back out here on Thursday. Can you let us in on what Cedartown's going to do to maybe have a little fun?
Yeah, we'll go see the beach in case some of them hadn't seen the ocean, and then and we'll go to Summer Waves for a couple hours. Let them go to the water park.
Good stuff. And then of course Cedartown, I guess, is where Nick Chubb's from. Everybody around here is pretty much a Georgia Bulldog fan. How much interaction do y'all still have with Nick?
Well, Nick, he works when he's at home. He works out with us, and he's at home a good bit. He's a valuable resource for our program just because of the work ethic that he has, and our guys see it. And I tell him all the time, in my opinion, I may be biased, but he's one of the best in the world, or he is the best in the world. So they get to see how one of the best in the world or the best in the world trains.
Well, good stuff, Coach. We appreciate it, and good luck to you going forward and throughout the 2023 season for sure.
All right, thank you.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.